Welcome everyone to Qualifier on the first weekend for Red Bull Wololo Legacy. This is a qualifying match between my insanity Daniel over here in the yellow and Valas up here on the northwestern side of the map playing in the red as Chinese. Here we are on Red Bull Arabia, and this is of course an Empire War start, so right off the bat, the action going to be started. Our Chinese player over here dropping down that archery range. Already with the stable down, so we're going to open up with a scout or two. And then going to quickly transition into archers. Probably a few spearmen out as well. And over here, our Britain player straight into the archery range. No stable dropped at all. And the spearmen out. Walls coming down. Walls very important for a Britain player, as he's not looking to really, take map control for just a few moments here, looking at that late feudal push, already dropping down the tower, understanding how important this gold position is against the Chinese. And our Chinese player now starting to drop some walls. Over here is Valas in the northeast, down in the southern, in the south. But here come the scouts. This tower's not up in time. Spearman just enough to push those scouts away. I thought there was going to be a villager down there for sure. However, Valas opts to keep the scouts alive and undamaged instead of dropping a scout for that villager. Walls coming up now for Daniel, continuing to come up with now this gold mine really being the only exposed part. The archers and spearmen across the map. This is a Leary army column. Gonna get in? No. Quickly walled up there for Valas. And the two archers, one spear, and scout army pushing the four scouts back at home, holding them back with two archers and a skirmisher going to join the party. Daniel sneaking away with the archers, going to try to circle those back in later and be annoying. Well played there by Daniel, but he's going to have to, I think he's going to need to add another range perhaps. Maybe not, as the military counts 9 to 10, so Daniel is ahead in the military count. A lot of archers hiding inside of that archery range. But the skirmishers and scouts gonna be a little bit of a problem. And Valas realizes something's up and is looking around for those two archers with the skirmisher. But the scout is there. Now the scout is on 4 HP, but that's enough to sway that fight. Definitely in favor of Daniel. Daniel still continuing to defend, knocking down a scout, and the other ones get away, and both spearmen go down. So these villagers gonna have to look at jumping in this tower or quickly walling this area up and into the tower. No, they're just gonna say this tower's good enough, and the walls are up. This gold is the only exposed spot, and Daniel wisely built a tower there long ago. Scouts diving on in though. Not a lot of HP on those scouts, but they just go ahead and dive in, and Daniel fails with the quick walls, trying to keep the archers out. This is why I expected to see him dropping into the tower, and you can see his worker efficiency last minute is going to be tanking after that mess there. These two archers pushed away of Daniel, so unable to find any damage is Daniel, who now has his archers out on the way, pushing away this little army from Valas. Valas going to be unable to find a lot of damage. Daniel looking to quick wall these toward town center. So this army's kind of trapped back here, but it is a few skirmishers in the mix. And that is what you want to see as Valas keeping the army of Daniel at home while Valas looks towards going up to the next age. The KD 9 to 3 in favor of Valas, so much better in favor of Valas. The villager count, essentially the same, 44 for Valas, 45 for Daniel, however, and Daniel slightly quicker to the next stage, just barely quicker to the next stage, is Daniel by about 10 seconds, 15 seconds. And we just want to see the archers mass up. Another archer range now being dropped on the front. I was just going to look for that. That needed to happen. And the army causing more and more idle time, though, for Daniel. So that's going to really cause a surprising hit on Daniel's ecos. These skirmishers are such a problem. Really not a problem for villagers, but just chasing down all those archers. Now a 14 to 7 KD ratio. The third archer range coming down for our Britain player, and that's going to be a lot of crossbows coming out as this mining camp gets very saturated. This gold mine for Valas gonna be exposed. Okay, just now dropping the walls. I was gonna say this is gonna be an exposed area. This is where Daniel's gonna come straight to. Military count now in favor of Valas, pretty handily. However, with 3 archer ranges and the Britain production speed, that's gonna change in a hurry as Daniel quickly stacking up the units, and with that 15-second time window, probably not going to be able to find any damage. But the skirmisher upgrade is a very slow upgrade, so I don't think we're going to see Mr. Valas going for elite skirm. No, indeed. Ah, well, dropping a few more skirmishers out of the archer ranges. Okay, decides against the skirmishers. Crossbow, no, elite skirmisher is coming in, so that is a slow upgrade. That time window can give these crossbowmen 3-2-1 crossbowmen with bodkin into 1 some time to whittle down those skirmishers, but Valas knows this, gets away from there. 12-12 military count, 47-45 from the villager count. Very even game so far. Both players well protected. The Siege Workshop coming out for Daniel, looking to make this a quick, aggressive match here, a quick, aggressive game, as it is crossbow v crossbow, but as you know, the Britain crossbows with their extra spicy range, but not quite the fire rate once Thumb Ring comes in. And the better upgrades now coming in for Valas, who is going to have both armors as well as both attacks. Daniel not bothering with that because the armor is mostly for these skirmishers. In the Siege Workshop, Valas has seen that and is going to run back home. The Knights coming out now. Where is that stable exactly? There's the stable. The Knights coming on out to pick off the siege, and so it's going to have to be Knight Skirm versus Crossbow Siege. And Knight Skirm is a little easier to micro. Well, it depends. Knight Siege, you got the fast unit, but you got in the cheap unit. However, you also have the weakest unit, and those skirmishers get slaughtered by the mangonels. Now, we do have 2 TCs for Valas and only 1 for Daniel, so that villager count, although Daniel now still has a 3 villager lead, it's going to change pretty quickly. And a great shot there for Daniel. Daniel putting on the pressure. He's got to make it quick, but he's putting on the pressure. Now, this split up, you don't want to see this much of a split with 3 knights in there, soon to be 4. Daniel's going to notice those flags and realize, hey, I got to be careful, but not careful enough. The hop out, the dead mangonel, and the knights are going to... Ooh, misclick. Okay, the mangonel is dead. The knights try and run away. 2 knights for a mangonel, and that is important when you're dealing with skirmishers, as now this army for Daniel trapped in here. Valas making a great play. Daniel a little careless, and now having to run this mangonel away. These knights could see it. Will they notice? They do not notice. Turn around, head back. Those knights going down, and crisis averted as the KD fairly even for these players. Do we have ballistics in? We do. Daniel already with ballistics, the fast siege workshop and the fast ballistics with these Britain crossbows. Quite a terrifying army out here, as the villager count's still in favor of of Daniel, and he's dropping a second TC, going to be locking down another gold mine, as this very saturated one will begin to run out very soon. And a hole's poked, and there's only 1 knight in there. I don't think that 1 knight is enough. A panic siege workshop being dropped, but this army's already in. He's probably going to pop out the knight and try to... Yeah, the siege workshop is denied. Another knight being created. This is a real problem for Valas, and I like Daniel's odds right now in this best of 7, actually. I need to get that up on the board. I will for the next game. So, remind me, this is a Red Bull qualifier. This is whoever wins this game makes it to Heidelberg Castle. Sorry, not this game. Again, apologies. This best of 7 set goes to Heidelberg. And this is game 1 in this best of 7 set for Heidelberg Castle. And Daniel moving close to that TC as he's able to sneak around that corner because there was no villagers there. Now, a mangonel of his own has Valas going to be trying to hunt down this mangonel for Daniel. And this could put a lot of damage on these crossbows. But the villager difference changing quickly as Daniel is just inside of Valas' space. Here come the knights. The Knights are going to come in and try to snipe it. Nope, they decide not to, knowing that that is not going to work. And Valas, he has this army cut. Oh, great shot by Daniel using the farm trick, but not quite getting the kill. Big shot on the skirmishers. This army probably going to go down for Daniel, but I think it's done its job. Daniel's still with massive military lead, knocking on the front door with more mangonels, more crossbows. 3 town centers now for Daniel. He's taken a commanding lead in this game. And this army, not enough to clean up Daniel's army in the back. Valas unable to deal with this, and crossbows circling around here. No knights on the way out, so Daniel just unashamedly bashing on these buildings on the front with the raining rocks from the sky with the mangonels with no fear. 30-7 military lead, and the GG is called. What a clinical game from Daniel, just applying that pressure with the Britons, taking out the Chinese, known as maybe the best Arabia Civ in the game. But nonetheless, Daniel, with the Britons, also a very excellent civilization, taking Valas down here in game 1. Let's take a quick look at statistics and get into game 2, which you will probably see tomorrow. Military, Daniel just dominating their and economy, Daniel again dominating their just commanding lead in everything but food. Valas made some knights, Daniel did not, so that explains that. The technology, you can see Daniel just a tiny bit quicker timing to Castle Age. That wasn't really the difference. That certainly helped allow him to get that forward siege workshop up, because he pushed the army of Valas all the way back, and so he was able to get that siege workshop up before he had to retreat from the skirmishers. The society, Daniel getting that 10 villager lead there in the end, 11. And the APM stats, both players, admirably quick. Valas, a very fast player, 91 actions per minute. Thanks for watching this game. If you would love to see the continuation of this series, I would love for you to be able to watch tomorrow and the next day and the next day and so forth, as I put out these videos in order, hopefully throughout the coming week. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.